Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we just finished defending the realm against a rebel uprising. And is this guy our vassal? No, he's not, so we'll go ahead and accept that. We'll happily take a little bit of cash. We do have, I think, a little bit of work over here if we can get zoomed in properly. There we go. The first zoom is always the hardest, but of course in the late game, CK3 seems to get pretty laggy. So there is some of that. Now, this guy has two Holy Wars that we can do. We can still do, or not Holy War, Kingdom Wars that we can do. We can get him the Kingdom Invasion, and we can also do the Kingdom... Are you a vassal? You are. We decline. We can also do the Holy War. This guy's not a vassal, so we accept that one. Now, I do want to carve into the Byzantines a little bit here. I don't suppose anybody has some solid claims here. Hang on, I want to check something. Okay, he's still Orthodox. Good to know. There's a lot of people with claims on this guy, and they're probably pretty crappy. Actually, this is our friend. He would become our vassal. That's not a terrible claim there. That's not a terrible claim at all. Okay. What about this guy's claims? His are actually slightly better. And would he also become our vassal? Yes, he would. That's not a terrible set of claims there, in all honesty. Now, this isn't their kingdom invasion, but it cleans up a decent chunk of the Byzantine Empire. I'm reasonably okay with that. That will net us a truce, and we'll fight them again later, but I think I'm okay with this. We'll declare this war. And then we're going to raise up our troops somewhere around... That was not the button I was hoping for. There we go. We're going to raise up our troops somewhere around here. Okay. So how many are we going to need? About 30,000. Okay, sounds good. So we'll do exactly that. Raise up around 30,000 troops over here. Now, I'm not really going to aim for the war target as of right now. We can always go down there soon enough. There's a Liberty faction against us, and I want to check. We're on absolute crown authority. So, fair enough. That's completely fine. We could call in our dynasty member. I think I'm not going to. I don't think there's a huge amount of point to it. And are we currently endorsed by a realm shaman? Not really. And we should probably send a gift to them for 21 opinion and also begin working on swaying them, because that will help us economically and militarily by a pretty tremendous amount. So we're going to get going on that. And the question is, when are those men-at-arms going to show up? The answer is in 50 days, looks like. 45 days. That's good. We're going for 30,000 in terms of... Actually, we're going to go for like 35,000, I think, in terms of levy troops. So 32, 33, 35. That'll do. 36. Good enough. We're going to split off around 10,000 of these. Actually, I'm going to make that a little less. About 6,000. They're going to come down over here. These guys are going to park here for now. We don't know where the Byzantine army is. I'm assuming they're in their capital, raising, but we don't know that for a fact. These guys are going to walk in here and start a slow siege, and we're going to give them a siege commander. That'll be this guy. Okay. They're not in their capital. Okay. Well, there's our men-at-arms ready to go. Our trebuchets are going to walk on down to here, and these guys are going to hop into this army. Cool. I still don't see the Byzantine army. Let's take detailed ledgers for right now. Okay. So, just checking supply limits out over here. We can just split this in half, like so, and that'll be fine. And let's just begin our siege right here. Sure. Ticking war score isn't going to be super on our side here, but that's okay. Where is their army? This is not the Byzantine army. They're also fighting a rebellion right now. So there's that. But okay. This seems fine. Wait. They're at Mon? They're down over here. Okay. Gotcha. It'll take us 3 months to get there, and it'll cost us 350 gold in embarking fees. But we'll go ahead and do that. We can always raise more troops over here if we need to. I don't believe we will need to at this exact moment. Okay. Don't really want to lose 300 gold if I can help it. 94% chance of a great deal, and there we go. Perfect. So we're going to continue our siegings over here. And these costs are like fluctuating all over. I don't know why it's counting the second army twice here. That's strange. We do see that they're raising troops in Constantinople here, so we're going to raise ourselves a few extra levy troops. We are above our vassal limit. That's not shocking. We knew that that would happen very, very swiftly. We'll look into it discreetly. Okay, so we're going to come down here and fight this Byzantine force. Now, this is actually only 8,000 troops at this time. They have 22,000 available. Well, we're going to continue. Okay. War's over. We didn't get anything from it. Sadly. Because he no longer controls any of the contested territories. What? This is still controlled by the Byzantine Empire. Okay, well, I guess we don't have access to those claims anymore, but we have access to this guy's claims, which are the same thing. So I guess we'll declare the same war again. Very strange. Very, very strange. These guys are wandering around over here. We're going to need to raise our troops yet again, although I'm not going to raise all of our troops up here. Well, actually, we already paid the embarking fees, unfortunately. Looks like the Byzantine army is no longer down here. So that's good to know. We'll find out where they are. And nope, we will not ransom our vassal. Thank you very much. This Khan escaped. Very rude. Very, very rude indeed. And I guess we'll just try this again. When are our men-at-arms going to be here? 55 days. Feels like we just did this. What do you mean this guy doesn't control this territory anymore? Literally, he controls the same territory. I don't know why it ended inconclusively. Very strange. He's got 9 troops over here. Cool. Okay, and we're going to raise up like 40k this time. 39 and 40. There we go. So we're going to, once again, split off around 10k for our siege force. They're going to walk down here, and we're going to put in our siege commander, which will be one of these. Our last siege commander appears to be occupied now, but this guy will do. These guys are going to wander on down over this way until we know where the Byzantine army is. And then they're going to split. And half of those troops are going to head in over here. These guys can actually park here for now. That'll do. And we're going to, of course, split off our trebuchets, and those are going to move in over here. And these guys, they can park... I think here is going to be the better place, in Sozopol. Excellent. So we do see the Byzantine army down there again, but it's only 5k strong, and it's being pursued. I'm not too upset about that. Okay, we'll group these guys together. And we gained a level of stress because we're gregarious and we failed to sway the High Shaman. Okay. Cool. So we get a mental break there, and yeah, we'll just be alone. Excellent. There we go. And now this fort falls. And we're just going to continue to attack. The Byzantine force is quite weak, and they're in multiple wars right now. So the real question is, how many troops are they going to actually raise here? Well, looks like a decent chunk. We're going to move down over this way so that we're in a better position for it. Because I would like to fight this force. We raised up this fighting force, we may as well fight something with it, right? That's kind of the idea here anyway. Okay. Twins. Sure. Always useful. We're just going to walk directly into Constantinople right now. And we're going to wipe this force. No problem. We're going to start a slow siege here, and we'll move these guys over in a couple months. But for now, this will do. And what is going on here for a supply limit? Yeah, that's fine. So we'll be okay to slow siege this for a bit. It's going to take 12 years for right now. That is definitely true. But once we get our trebuchets over there, that will help. Of course, we're not currently working on bombards. We're working on guilds. That'll be done in 10 months. Heraldry in 2 years. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, we need better siege men-at-arms. There's no doubt about it. We're going to move on down over this way. And we're going to take over this siege. And these guys will back off, of course. For now, we're at 25% war score, and none of that is actually from prisoners. We have a small battle bump, but most of it is from occupation. So we're going to occupy Constantinople eventually. It's actually only going to take us 6 months to siege Constantinople. Not too bad. This guy wants a white peace. I decline. I've had enough white piecing with this particular war. Thank you very much. Why would I want a white peace? That's not going to be a thing. We basically immediately got a breach in Constantinople. That's a big deal. Now it's a large breach. Which means that our siege events are super fast. Rampant disease? Okay. Stalemate? Not ideal. And desertion. Nice. So, I mean, 5 siege progress. That's not a huge amount of siege progress, right? But we are progressing quickly here. And we do have a nice solid breach. So that's great. They're raising up troops over here. We're in position to defend this, though. But really, these guys should be swapped. We'll just change positions there. The Byzantine troops are attacking Maan again, and that's okay. They can do that. We're not too upset about that right now. How many total troops do they have? 11,000? Oh, okay. In that case, I'm thinking about sending just this force down to deal with the Byzantine troops. And then we'll leave these guys up here to help defend this force. I think that'll be fine. So Constantinople will fall in 30 days. Fantastic. Make that 25. And 20. It feels like it's taking forever, but it really isn't. This is going very quickly considering the fort level. Fort level 27. We did just discover guilds, and we can get a new fascination here. We are going to go with banking. That means that when heraldry finishes in about 2 years, it's going to choose something from the late medieval era. We don't know what yet, but we'll find out. Okay, so these guys are done here. They're going to make their way over this way, and these are going to make their way in here. We'll put our diplomatic skills to the test. She was insulted. Sad. That's okay. We're at plus 64 right now, and she's actually giving us the maximum amount of taxes, if not the maximum amount of levies. So we're pretty okay with that. That is completely fine. We're now 2 direct vassals above our limit. And that was a stack wipe there. We're going to move these guys over to support our siege force, so they're going to chill in locations where they can keep their supplies up. And let's check what's going on over here. We have landed, and we don't see any Byzantine armies over here anymore. Period. None at all. Interesting. Did they get wiped? No, I don't think so. I think they're just not very interested in being around. I don't blame them. Maybe we come up and... Oh, I see. That's a hostile army, actually. I want to check for a low-level fort over here. That's only a level 7. That might not be a terrible idea. So we're going to have these guys move and slow siege in the Wargle on this level 7 fort. Cool. We're 37% war score right now. And of course, it's ticking away from us right now because we don't control anything in the Wargle, which is part of the reason why we're actually embarking again and going up to Achaia over here. So that's definitely something that we're doing. And we're going to continue fighting the Byzantines for a while this life. Like, we have a number of wars against them that we want to do. I think that the Byzantines are the ones to do the kingdom invasion on, and maybe we do the Holy War on Navarra. We'll have to look. We could go for Fearful Troops. Men-at-Arms maintenance reduction isn't bad. Excellent. And we're almost done with the High Medieval. Clear rationality, definitely. Yeah, 21 months there and 8 years there. Okay. So they're raising up a few more troops over here. That's cool. Plus 10 opinion. Excellent. And 30 days on this siege. Sounds good. How are we doing over here? We're landing in Achaia. And we're going to start our slow siege now. 23 months remain. And we're actually going to put in a siege commander over here, I think. Which one do we want? I mean, I don't think they can really fight us militarily, so I don't really care about it being a low-level one. Do we actually have an available siege commander? Yes. This guy, but we'll have to pay to recruit him. That's fine. We'll put him in charge, and we'll get those sweet, sweet events. Okay. We're going to move on over this way. And we're going to hit the barony of Ainos. Let's do it. We're also going to have to hit this barony, but that's right next to it. 7 months on this siege. We really do need to get our hands on bombards. Like, that's a thing that's pretty necessary. For sure. We're hoping that that gets exposed by heraldry. We'll see what happens. We'll definitely fascinate bombards next. There's no doubt about it. Like, that's 1,000,000% going to happen. They're actually getting a pretty sizable force over here. This isn't by any means their entire available army, but they're getting a pretty good force there. 13 months here, that's doing pretty well, all things considered. That siege leader actually making a big effect here. Excellent. So we're going to walk in over here, and this should still be winnable for us. That'll happen in just 10 days now. Excellent. That'll net us some war score there, but our biggest war score is going to definitely come from getting ticking onto our side. And just continuing to siege our way over this way. This is a hostile army, not an enemy one. Okay. So this battle is ongoing and looking completely fine. There we go. And we didn't stack wipe them, but that's okay. We'll just return to Constantinople for now. We should be seeing this siege finish up shortly. Yes, 35 days there. And 11 months here, but I think we're progressing a lot faster than it looks like we are. I mean, we're already half done with this. So that's really not too bad. We're getting some fantastic siege events here, I think. We haven't had a breach, but I don't know that we can have a breach with a slow siege without any siege weapons, so there's that. We're going to walk in over this way. We're at 37% right now. 20% is from ticking war score against us. So this is going to net us bare minimum 20% war score right here. That's going to be a big swing. It's going to actually be more than that. It's currently 21%. Ah, these guys are over on this side right now, and we need to be in position to support that. In case they decided to attack us here, which they aren't, but they could have. So that's definitely something we need to think about. We have a daughter. Okay, cool. This is currently worth bare minimum 22%. It's definitely worth more than that. You can see our occupations here, like Bracis was 22.7%. Although I think that was their capital, so yeah, that might be a little inflated. Some of these others are 3.7 for Byzantion and a partial of 7.5 over here. Okay. Actually, Byzantion is this one. Bracis was 22%. Kind of nutty. Okay, sure. Well, that's underway, and this fort will be done in just 6 months. Probably a little bit faster than that, actually. So we're in position to support this siege. 4 months here. Supplies are running low. Cool. We're hoping for a breach, and yep, there's a small breach. That's fantastic. We're really happy to see breaches. 5 months over here. And you can see our war score is just kind of slipping away, but this is going to be a swing of 26+%. Like, we're looking at over 30% war score for this single siege right now. That's how valuable just this siege will be. So that's great. It's definitely going to be over 30%. It could be as high as 50% just from this one singular siege. Which would be insane. Absolutely insane. We're going to need to move over this way, deal with their raising force, and we'll see how many troops they have by the time we get there. And there's that. We're up to 39% war score here. But another 29 reduced from this siege here. 3 months on that, and we are taking attrition over here. This is unsurprising. I mean, the supply limit is pretty gross over here. In fact, we should really divide this force in half. There we go. We could slow siege here. That'll take 9 years. That's really not worth the time. So we're going to move up over this way to support our siege force. We did lose a siege somewhere. I don't really care. That's only 3.6% war score. We're going to gain at least 31% from this at this point. It's going to be closer to 33. So that'll like double our war score once this siege finishes. That's so huge. Like ridiculously huge. So we'll happily take that. And then we'll resupply these guys. Are they actually okay supply-wise here? They are. So yeah, that'll be fine. 34% from war score right now. And this is about to finish. This is going to be a huge swing. 73%. Just like that. Ridiculous. So we're going to resupply over here. And we're going to walk over to here. We're going to continue our sieges, of course. This war will be done fairly soon. Our culture has discovered heraldry. Okay, so what is being exposed next? Yes! Bombards. That is perfect. That is exactly what I hoped was going to happen. That is amazing. We're 19 years away from bombards. We're probably also going to fascinate it. That's how important bombards are. 6 years on our fascination. And I do want banking. Banking is an important one. So we'll go for that. But bombards being what's being exposed is amazing for us. So good. With 73% war score, ticking will start on our side soon. I hope. But we also only need a few more of these occupations over here. The siege was only worth 3%, sadly. But that's okay. No ticking as of yet, but we are hoping that that will tick in quite soon. Sadly, our vassal was released from prison. I don't like that. I wish that they wouldn't be released from prison, if I'm honest. We're still resupplying over here. Once we are reasonably resupplied, we're probably going to start slow sieges here and here. Although, well, these two would be the ones that we'd start slow sieges on. Actually, these two. This one's level 10. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get these going. And we're going to take a little attrition, but that's fine. We'll start slow sieges there. We're at 80%. We may or may not get them done before the end of the war. Do we have ticking yet? No, we don't. Okay, we probably need to hold a little bit more over here. Hey, look at this. Byzantines actually did lose a little territory here. Okay. That must have been what invalidated the war previously, was losing one of these. Okay. Cool. So 2 years here, 3 years here. That's pretty unlikely at this point to finish, I think. 3 months on this siege, and then we'll head down to Kavala. And I'm just keeping these guys... Actually, they are taking attrition here. We're going to split them up. And I'm going to actually send one unit of them to start a slow siege and the other to come up over here. We don't really need the slow sieges, but it's okay. We do get a new stewardship lifestyle perk, and we'll take golden aplomb. Excellent. That will boost our income since we are stressed right now. Cool. 2 years over here and 2 years over here. Okay. No ticking just yet, but we are going to have this county under our control very shortly. Yeah, 7 years. I don't expect this to be a particularly fast slow siege by any means. Although this one looks like a decent fort to slow siege. Yeah, it is. That's only a level 6 fort. So we'll move to that fort once these guys move in to Kavala. In they go. And our second army will head over to Mavruda. Perfect. It is about time to put a cut in here, but I want to end this war before that happens. So we'll just let the war come to a conclusion before that happens. And will that happen from this siege? Probably not, but we're really, really close. These sieges are slow sieging, and we don't really expect too much out of them, in all honesty. This slow siege is 2 years out. This one's 3 years out. I mean, yeah, it's going to take some time, for sure. But as these sieges progress, we're just getting closer and closer here. Bombards are about 19 years away still. We're only 8% done with that, so the fact that we are exposing that is just so good. I'm very, very pleased with that. Banking will be done in 5 years. Cool. 25 more days here. And 20 more days. 10 more days. We're 92%. This could theoretically get us all the way. And apparently we just inherited this war. We'll take a look at that probably next episode. We're going to move these guys up, and these guys will move into this location to slow siege. Okay, let's actually take a quick look at this. We do have a little time. Ticking war score is very, very against us, but we're about to get that back. We'll just raise a few men-at-arms up over here, and we'll go deal with this. We're helping Treviso here. I'm not sure how we got into that war, but it's fine. Okay, there's the Byzantine War over. Just like that. What siege finished? Oh, this one. Okay. Beautiful. So the Byzantine War is over. That is now our territory. We are now truced to the Byzantines, and these guys, we can't really effectively put them down due to this war. But we'll deal with that next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.